Hi, my name's Keith Cooper from Northlight Images, and this is one of my series of short videos looking at aspects of the business of photography. These videos are specifically aimed at people who are thinking about doing photography as a business, whether full-time, part-time. The points I cover here should be of the blindingly obvious type for any working professional photographer. You should know this stuff inside out, so you know, this is perhaps not for you, but if you don't know it, you probably should. Anyway, 3 ways to expand your photography business. More clients. Comes fairly obvious, more clients, more revenue, more work. Yeah, that's great. That's the classic way. The next bit is, for each client you've got, more sales. Now that could be prints. We don't normally do prints, but I do occasionally. So there's a photograph here was done as a print for a client. They wanted a series of large prints for their offices, but most of my work is sold digitally. But I do ask people about prints. We also offer training services and other things to upsell the job, to try and get more per job. And it also comes through to future jobs as well. So it's always a matter of, you look at any particular job, what more can I get from this? So, you know, if you're doing wedding photography, you might want to offer various packages for prints and all kinds of stuff like that. It's a fairly well-trodden path for wedding photographers, and there are lots of guides specifically looking at that. As I say, I don't do wedding photography. You couldn't pay me 5 times my day rate to do it. I personally have no interest in the subject. Take the hat off to people who can do it. Not for me. But anyway, that's it. More sales per job. It's a bit of upselling. The other bit is, and this is far more relevant, I'd suggest, for myself than for wedding photographers, is returning customers. You want the client to come back to you. You want to be, when they think we need photography, we want your name to pop into their head, not somebody else that they've met recently, did some photos for them. It's the easiest way of losing clients, is that you just don't maintain contact with them. So you really do need to keep in contact with your clients. Don't pester them, but you know, things like Christmas cards, whatever, rarely go amiss. And the whole point is that when they need work doing, they think of you. So it comes to it. But as I say, we've offered all kinds of expanders. Print is a very small part of that, but it is part of it because prints are quite profitable, because I've already taken the photo, the printing is relatively cheap and we can do it. And people for large prints, larger than this, expect to pay a reasonable price. Commercial prints, quite often I'll put 2 foot by 3 foot prints or even larger supply to people. And that's an upsell from a job. And it's always useful, but mainly I try and keep in contact with people. So there are only 3 ways really to expand the business. So you have more customers, more sales, and returning customers. You may think, well, yeah, I can do some of those. You've only got to do a 10% uptick in each of those to get a 30+% overall rise in your turnover and hopefully profitability. That's the other one. When it comes back down to this, it's all about profitability. Because if your business has a massive turnover and massive expenses and doesn't make a profit, why are you doing it? You need to make a profit to live off. Now, I've covered pricing in another video, but one thing I would say, that avoid the temptation to go cheap. Because if you pitch low to get a job and it's accepted on price, when, if you're lucky enough to be asked, you get to pitch for another job and you pitch at, let's say, what you consider your real price. Now to you, that's just getting rid of a discount. But to the person who hired you on price, it's a massive price hike. So beware of how people perceive you when you pitch low. It's also a good reason to avoid many of the Uber-style photography companies setting up. They'll send a photographer around to you for a guaranteed fee. No, don't go there. It is not part of a sound business, in my opinion. Put your prices up. You may lose a few people, but they're the kind of people who are probably high maintenance anyway. They probably cost you a lot of money. So think carefully about your prices and don't go too cheap. Anyway, that's enough about this for this time. I'll do a few more of these. I hope they're of interest. Please do leave questions, comments along with the video, and check the links as well, because I have written lots of articles about the business side of photography over the years on the Northlight site. Thank you.